Right, and we are back on with another video, and this is the very, very popular 207 1.6 VTI engine. Now, they put this engine in a range of vehicles, from the 1 Series BMW to the Minis, to the 207, to the 208, to the C3, C3 Picasso, 5008, 3008. So this vehicle engine is very relevant across all the different platforms. So just because you see a Peugeot 207 here doesn't necessarily mean that this engine isn't in other vehicles. So I'm going to quickly pop under here and have a quick look. We're going to be jumping on diagnosing. She has got an anti-pollution fault code. Now, anyone who's owned a PSA engine knows that the anti-pollution fault code could mean a range of things. So let's jump inside, have a look to see what we got, and let's work this one out together. Right, I'm just going to show you guys what happens when you switch the engine on. Are you ready? And then what will happen, there we go people, can you see that? It says anti-pollution 40. So what we're going to do, first things first, we are going to jump on the Thinkcar Thinktool 391 and we're going to see what fault codes we've actually got. How quick does your scan tool do a high-speed scan? Have a look at that, people. Like a rocket machine. So we have got 3 fault codes so far in the engine control module. Right, so, what have we got here? We can see that we have got an inlet cylinder reference signal, which is a P0342, a 343 and a 341, all pointing towards the inlet cylinder reference signal. Right, so what we're going to do, I'm going to show you what these VTI engines have under the bonnet, and then you'll be able to work out exactly where you need to look. Now this engine, like I said, does come in a range of vehicles, from the BMW, the Mini, the Peugeot, the Citroen. And what they have on here, they have an intake camshaft sensor and an exhaust, and sometimes these are referenced as sensor A and sensor B. Now, we've got an intake fault code. So I'm going to quickly check to make sure the wiring on each one of these plugs are okay, and that the plug doesn't look like it's been bent by somebody pushing this in. And here's the trick part. Because these are both the same sensors, we're going to remove one and remove the other, switch them over, and see if that fault code moves from intake to exhaust, and then we know that we've got a faulty sensor. If it doesn't move from there to there, there's potentially something going on inside of here, and then we know where we are. So first things first, I'm going to get these sensors out. They're both 8mm bolts. Let's have a look, because sometimes you do get quite a lot of build up on the bottom of these sensors. Sometimes you can get away with cleaning them, and then they might work from there, but we're going to get them out, swap them over, and let's see if that fault code moves between intake and exhaust. Right, so all you're going to need is an 8mm just to undo these 2 bolts. I've undone them quickly now, but I want to have a look to see what the sensor's doing first. So just pull the tab up, pull that one off, and leave that one plugged in just till I've had a look and see what this sensor looks like. Because like I say, they do sometimes get quite messed up inside here, especially on vehicles that haven't got great service history. So be a little bit careful. You don't want to break the sensor, but just back and forward a few times, and that should just come out. And to be fair, when you have a look at this sensor, it doesn't look that bad at all. So if the sensor looks like that, move them. If you pull this sensor out and it's full of metal and rubbish, give it a clean and see if that sorts it out. So what we're going to do now, we're just going to pull the exhaust one out, and we're going to swap them, and then I'll show you what we do to see if we can work out whether it moves with the sensor. I can take out the exhaust. And that's got a little bit on it, but it's not that bad. So I'm just going to give, oh actually, it has got quite a bit on it, look at that. So as you can see, that's what happens. It gets quite, but that is for the exhaust. and we've got no fault code for exhaust. We've only got it for inlet. So I'll compare the two. What we're going to do, I'm going to put this now into the intake and this one into the exhaust, and we're going to see if this sensor code moves with the sensor, and then we'll know that is your problem. But like I say, they use these. BMW and Mini is where I normally see most of these engines, but the odd earlier engine Peugeot, Citroens used to have these as well. So this is why we've got this 2008 Peugeot in with us today, because the BMW PSA engine, that I think BMW derived it, and then PSA started to put it in their vehicles. So we used to see these a lot in the C3 Picasso, Peugeots, and then obviously always in the Minis and the BMWs. Right, so we will now plug these back in. We will reset the fault codes, and we will see if the sensor fault code moves with the sensor. Let's have a look. Right, so first thing I'm going to do is reset the fault codes. We've saved the report, so I'm just going to quickly save that report so we've got it. That's saved, and then we're going to clear the fault codes. And then we'll start it up and see if it moves with the sensor. Right, so we've just completed a full scan of the vehicle after changing the sensor, and what we're looking for is the fault code to go from the intake to the exhaust. And as you can see, look at that, people, we have got a P0367 and a 368, which shows there that we have got the exhaust cylinder reference fault because we have just moved the sensor. So we know full well that that is the issue. Right, well, how easy was that to do, people? And that was just a simple case of checking. The amount of people that we have come across who have turned around and said it was timing, it was a timing chain, you got problems with your engine. When I'm not joking, that took me all of 5 minutes to swap these over and get the actual, just some simple testing, people. So now what I'm going to do, we're going to ring up, see if we can get another sensor. The good thing is we know now that this is the issue. So we'll order a new sensor for this, and then we'll get it fitted. And then what we'll do, we will reset everything and see if that pesky anti-pollution fault has now disappeared. Let's get a new sensor. So I've just received the new sensor, and we have gone with the original Bosch part. And if you want to see on there, that's the part number for this sensor. So all we're going to do is we're going to stick it back in, which you'll know it's nice. Little bit of rubber grease around it, straight in. Absolutely perfect. No mucking around. If you go with a cheaper sensor, some work, some cause problems, but if you don't want to see this vehicle back in your workshop, always stick with the proper parts. It is as simple as that. Some people don't want to pay it, but then they're the ones who are going to be screaming the loudest if it doesn't work. So let's click back in. 8mm Bosch part. Let's see what we've got. Right, so first things first, we're going to clear the fault code down, which, as you can see on here, we have got exhaust cylinder reference P0367 and 368. So all we're going to do is clear these fault codes down, start the car up, let it run, and then see if the fault code comes back. But because we know it's moved from inlet to exhaust, it should technically be solved. As you can see, it's now totally clear. So the proof will be in the pudding. Start it up. Are we going to get the depollution fault? Sounds good. We will go into here. No fault codes, people. Have a look at that. So guys, that is another one done. If you enjoy the videos, you like the fact that I'm showing you guys how to do this so you don't go to a garage and end up getting ripped off. You could easily have been had over with timing chain, spark plugs, coil packs, everything. And that was really just a simple case of swapping it over. If it moves, you know you've got a problem. Stick with the Bosch part number or the right part number for the job, and guess what, people? You will get the result you're looking for. As always, guys, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll keep you updated with what we've got next.